Have you ever had that moment in your life where you just probably ask yourself, probably in front of a mirror, that what if all the things that you did in your life, probably 10 years ago, 5 years ago, you never have to do it? Or you did it a bit differently? Or all the things that happened in your life happened differently? You see, 6 out of 10 individuals have asked that kind of questions once or multiple times in their life. And actually, that kind of question, even the brightest minds in our times cannot answer. But you can answer that question. You see, I was once one of those 6 out of 10 individual. I keep on asking myself if all the things that I did a decade ago, I'm not telling you my age, but yeah, 5 years ago, I never had to do it. Or I did it a bit differently, would I still be the same Rudson that I am right now? Or all the things that significantly happened in my life happened differently, would I still be on the same environment with the same people that I am with right now? And you know what? I did not just find an answer. I find a realization. This is through self-reflection. This is through soul searching. And that realization, I have reached different individuals, community, you name it. Those individuals that has problems reconciling what they did in the past from what they are right now and what they choose to be in the future. And that realization is everything that was, everything that is, and everything that will be is you. And you are a product of everything that happened in your life, whether by choice or by chance. You see, that idea, when I found it, I now was able to reconcile that I am not just one identity. I am a son, I am a brother, I am a husband, I am a nurse, I'm a business individual, I'm a Rotarian, a community servant, I am gay, you name it. That's my identity. But that realization did not just come out of thin air. It was built with the core of my past. You see, I was from a community which has a very strong cultural and religious background. And for someone who identifies as part of the LGBTQIA plus community, that was quite a long, that's quite difficult, isn't it? And there's this story that has been circulated in our clan, in our family, a story that frightened me when I was a kid. And this story goes like this, that my dad beat the hell out of his brother because he identified himself as gay. Imagine that to a 10-year-old kid who, at that time, myself, already know that I am gay. That was very frightening to a 10-year-old kid. And that story has been circled around our clan, instilling in our minds. So what's the 10-year-old me did? I created a plan for self-preservation. So what is the first step? I split my identity into two. One part of it, I have to put it in a box, sealed it, and lock it away. I don't know when I will be touching that again. And I guess you know what identity was that. And on this side, I created an alter ego. You think that superheroes and villains are the only ones who can create an alter ego? I can. We can. So this alter ego of mine created another master list of all things that I can do and I will be doing so that I can be accepted. Accepted by my mom and dad, accepted by my sisters, accepted by my family, accepted by my community. In the hopes that on this side, there's this one box that I know I cannot take and will not be able to take, the wife box. So that 10-year-old me started the scheme, the grand scheme. First, I circled myself with all male friends. Well, not that I'm complaining, but that's the first step. I ticked the box of different organizations, joining different organizations, you name it, environmental organizations, political organizations, not-for-profit charity, you name it. So it's like trying your best to mix the oil and water, no matter how much you stir it. It's not really happening. But I still continued taking the box. I take the box of church service. I became a church choir. I became an altar servant. I became an acolyte and an altar boy. Imagine that. All because I want my mom to be proud of me, because she's very religious. I take the box of sports for my dad. This time, I did not just take a box. I flourished and I encircled, I blackened, whatever you name it. Because I did not just become a player, I become an all-star player of different bowl games and a varsity player from primary to university. And I make sure that I take the academic excellence box. I wanted to make sure that my mom and dad, every graduation from primary down to post-graduation, will go up that stage, not just once, not just twice or thrice, but as much as possible, go up that stage, get my certificate, get that award, get that ribbon, get that medal, whatever. All in the hopes that someday, if I reveal myself, they will accept me. I was good. I was really very, very good. But as years go past, pressure becomes stronger and stronger. And that alter ego of mine has to have layer upon layer upon layer. Because I'm scared to see what I really am. To the point that I have to pretend that I'm courting a girl. Having a relationship with girls, no problem at all. I like women, but not the romantic type, okay? You're my friends. We can be besties, but not to that point. But I did it. I have to do it. But when pressure becomes stronger and stronger, I choose to fled. I choose to run away. Right after university, I went to a bigger city, all in the hopes of getting away from that small community where everyone knows everyone, especially the members of our clan and family. But this time, it's not just me. I was with my previous boyfriend when we went to a bigger city, in the hopes that we can blend in the hopes that we can be us. I can be me. It was very tough. Without the help of our family, it was very tough. To the point that we have to eat once a day. Just to save money. To walk 5 kilometers back and forth under the heat of the sun and humidity, giving away our resumes to different companies. And going back to where we live, just renting a bed space for us to stay for the night. Did we enjoy it? I can say yes. You know why? Because I was me. I was free. I can be what I wanted to be. And we got lucky. Couple of years after, I'm now one of the most respectable claims officers in the company that I'm working. I'm now being invited to different universities and teaching institution to lecture and teach nursing students, graduates, and student nurses. But as my name becomes bigger and bigger, my world becomes smaller and smaller because I'm still playing that alter ego life. Every time my family goes to that big city, I now have to activate that alter ego again. This time, it's not just me playing the roles. I have my boyfriend and my friends who are willing to play the role for me because they love me. So my boyfriend has to pretend that he's my housemate and he's my best friend. And my friends can either take two roles. You can either act like straight or we're not friends for the moment. And they did that for a couple of years for me. But when I already got invited to different universities, that my mom has an influence because she's an academic herself, I was just looking like there's two worlds, two big galaxies trying to collide, and there's nothing you can do to stop it. You can either be squashed in the middle or just be squashed in the middle. Those are the only two options. So what I did, I confessed. It's a hard word for me to say, confessed, because for 25 years, I was looking at my mom and dad's face and eyes and thinking that every time I speak something in front of them, I'm lying. That there's a part of me that I want to share with them, but I can't because I'm afraid they will reject me. They will abandon me, and I would have no one else with me. But I have to do it. Something happened I did not expect. My dad, the number one, the core of all these schemes, accepted me without any condition. What a relief. I can't even answer, nor he can answer if he accepted me because of all the checklists that I take, or was it just because I'm his son? No one can answer. My mom was a bit different. Took a bit more time. Probably she tried to reconcile her faith and love towards her son. But at the end, love wins. Love wins. So, I now have a family that loves me so much. I now have a booming career. I now have a very good relationship. I have friends who love me. It's like brilliant. All those pressure that was in my heart, in me for the past 25 years, when it was released, just like carbon being put to tremendous pressure, you will get a diamond. My life was brilliant, shining, you name it. So now I started to plan. What am I going to do? I will get married, I will adopt a kid, go outside the country, travel, and come back again and do more. But my boyfriend was taken from me. He died. A sudden death. All those plans washed away, like building a sand castle, and a big wave just washed it back to the ocean. I grew dark. I grew bitter. To the point that every single happiness in my life, even from others, I want to crush it. I want to let other people feel that all that pain from me, I will transfer it to you. To the point that I have to brush off my whole family, brush off with All of my friends, I have no one. Until such time that all the pain was unbearable already. So I left my phone at home, walked a few kilometers away on that tall, long bridge. And while I was climbing that rail, I just looked up and said to God, I can't see a thing. Every time I look at any direction, I don't see a light from this tunnel. I give up. If you have something for me, save me. Please save me. And I don't know how long it took. A hand reached my shoulder. And when I look, it was my best friend. The best friend who remembered that I said to him, if I want to end this, I will do it here. And what's the first thing he said? My friend, let us help you. Come back to us. And at that moment in time, I realized that I have to let go. Well, not let go of the rail, okay? Let go of the idea of illusion. The illusion of control. The illusion that you can manipulate the whole law of the universe and destiny to your will. That you can plan from A to Z everything that might and will be happening to you. That was the illusion that I was within. That's why I can't see a thing. Because I was keep on holding on to that illusion. And I let go. And when I let go, I heard voices of my parents now and my friends who said, you need to start new. You need to go out and see yourself again. Because everywhere I go in my original country where I came from, in the Philippines, I see my previous late boyfriend because we've been everywhere. So I came to Australia with a clean slate, but something in the past has reached me. The company that I was working in the Philippines rehired me in Australia, and that kick-started my destiny. That kick-started my career here. I'm now wanted to start nursing again, have a qualification, have new set of friends with contact with my old set of friends. I have my sister's family as well here. And even took a chance of second chance of love. You see, I was not ready for me at that time, I think. But the people that surrounds me think, you might be ready. Let's have a chance. Let's try it. So they installed different dating app for me on my own phone. So while I was really busy finishing my final assignment in uni, well, one of my friends was keep on swiping right, left, and then she was like, oh, his smile looks very beautiful. Do you reckon? And I said, yeah, his smile's really good. And before I said anything else, she swiped to the right. And we got matched the night after. And then we messaged. We exchanged messages, call each other, video call. And when I went to the Philippines, because we have a family emergency, he was relentless in sending me messages. So when I came back, I said, okay, I'll give it a go. So we meet. We became boyfriends. Months after, we became fiancés. And a year after, I'm married. And don't get me started with a wedding. Just like any other wedding, we have an 8-month plan. But the day of our wedding was when WA had a snap lockdown for COVID. Our wedding day was in those days. And we were like, again? All those plans went down the drain. So we decided, we really love the date, but we can't do anything. So we canceled it. But the day after we canceled it, the government just said, you know what? Yeah, you can do the wedding, but there's a bit of restriction. So yeah, go ahead. Oh my God, we only have 2 days left. And we really want the day. But something we did not expect, the op shop that we are volunteering, me and my husband, said, we are happy to open the shop for you and clear everything so you can have the wedding there. And the volunteers and every other volunteers from different organization that we are in showed their love to us. But what they did, they just grabbed whatever chair, table they have in their house, extra curtains, flowers, vase, you name it, and went to that shop and said, hey, what do you want me to do with this? Just give me the instruction. And within 2 days, we had a perfect wedding. It was even featured in the local news. It was even featured in our work news, in my work news. So I wouldn't know if that 8-month plan wedding would be perfect, but I sure know that was awesome, the 2 days. So that's the same with all of us here. There will be circumstances that are beyond our control, even how much we try to plan things. And before I go, I want to leave a message to all of us. That all those pressures that come your way, just let it be. Just absorb it. Just help it mold your identity. Because the more pressure you take in, the more molding you do, the brighter your identity will be. Thank you, everyone.